Today we are going to do a comparison video between Pagani Design PD-1661 and the PD-1639. Both watches are homages to the Rolex Submariner Hulk. These watches can easily be purchased online from AliExpress or eBay for less than $90. I'm so psyched in making this video because both of these watches offer great value with exceptional qualities, making timepiece experiences more accessible for everyone. These two watches are built to last, and if we like wearing them so much, we may even start thinking of buying a real Rolex. Wink wink. These two watches are almost identical, but there are small differences. Looking at each watch by itself, it is very hard to differentiate between the two. PD-1639 was launched in late 2019. We bought this on eBay for $67. It took 2 weeks to arrive from China. While the Rolex Sub has a 40mm diameter, Pagani made this version at 43mm. In this video, we will call it the Big Hulk. PD-1661 was launched in late 2020. We bought it on AliExpress official store for $85. It took 5 weeks to arrive. Resembling the real Rolex Sub, this watch has a 40mm diameter. We will call it the Small Hulk. Let's get some measurements. This is the Small Hulk, 40mm in diameter. 19.5 lug width, which tapers down to 15.6 at the clasp. The bigger Hulk measures at 42.9 mm in diameter, lug width 20.4, and tapers down to 16 mm at the clasp. Flipping the watches upside down, both watches have transparent display. They use Seiko NH35 Japanese movement, which is a much reliable movement. As far as the crystals go, the Small Hulk has sapphire crystal registered at 3 bars. And so is the Big Hulk, which registered at 4 bars. Good enough for me. The construction of these two watches are identical. Both uses 316L steel. They have ceramic bezels. The Small Hulk has an improved 120-click bezel which aligns perfectly, and the Big Hulk has a 90-click bezel which is slightly off its alignment. The surface of the watch and the bracelet have brushed finish, while the sides are polished. And Pagani Design imitate the Rolex Submariner clasp to the best they could. The clasps on these watches looks very good, but it is not refined. They would take some efforts to operate. Just like the Rolex Sub, it has an interior deployment clasp which is spring-loaded. It also has a micro extension which is very hard to pull out and pop back on, so I don't even try. Both watches don't use glide locks. Instead, you will have to relocate the pin and strap to one of the 3 hidden inside positions. It takes a little bit of work and you will easily manage it. I found it hard to open the clasp. It has sharp edges all over. I hate to dig my fingernails underneath the safety latch to yank it open, so I pulled it open from both sides. And then there's this secondary deployment latch which is even sharper. Instead of using my fingernails again, I use a credit card to pop it open. One of the differences between these two watches resides on the crown. The Small Hulk has a longer crown for better finger grip. The crown is a screw-down crown with multiple positions for winding and adjustment. The winding mechanism on the Small Hulk operates smoother than the Bigger Hulk, which is an improvement. Under the time grapher, both watches have 21,600 beats. The small hulk has better amplitude and beat error, with minus 23 seconds of delay per day. The bigger hulk has minus 49 seconds of delay per day. This is how both watches wear on my wrist. My wrist measurement is 5 3/4 inches, so it is a smaller wrist. I have worn each of them for at least 2 months and felt comfortable wearing them without feeling any constraints. In conclusion, the small hulk is a refined version of the big hulk. At the time of this video release, you can buy them on AliExpress for around $90. I personally like the small hulk because I have a smaller wrist. It is just a matter of personal preference. I enjoyed using them tremendously. They look classy, with sapphire crystal, Seiko movement, screw-down crown for water resistance. It is just great value. Even though the design is nothing original, both watches are quality built and they should easily last for a long time. We hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching.